माझे महला पंजमा दिन रैण एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद सेवी सतगुर आपना हर सिमरी दिन सब रैण आप त्याग सरणी पवान मुख बोली मिठड़े वैण जन्म जन्म का विछड़िया हर मिलो सजन सैण I wish for serving my true Guru day and night and meditate on him all day and night. Renouncing selfishness, I seek his sanctuary and like to speak sweet words to him. I have been separated from him now through countless lifetime and incarnations. O Vaheguru, you are my friend and companion. Please help me merge myself with you. जो जी हरते विछड़े से सुख न वसन पैण हर पिर बिन चैन न पाइए खोज डिठे सब गैण आप कमाणे विछड़ी दोष न काहू देण Those who are separated from Vaheguru, they never rest in peace, O sister. Without their husband God, they find no comfort anywhere. I have searched and seen all the realms. My own evil actions have kept me separate from Vaheguru. How can I accuse anyone else? कर कृपा प्रभ राख ले होर नाही करण करेण हर तुद बिन खाक रुलना कहिए विथै वैण नानक की बेनंतियाँ हर सुरजन देखा नैण Please bestow your mercy on me, O God, and save me, because there's no one else who could help me and has any control. Without you, O Vaheguru, we roll around in the dust. On to whom should we utter our cries of distress? O Nanak, this is my prayer. May my eyes behold Vaheguru, the angelic being. जी की बिरथा सो सुने हर समृथ पुरख अपार मरण जीवन आराधना सबना का आधार Vaheguru alone understands all our problems and miseries and listen to them. He is the all-powerful and infinite primal being. In death or in life, worship and adore that Vaheguru who supports us all. ससुरै पियै तिस कंत की वड्डा जिस परवार ऊंचा अगम गाध बोध किछ अंत न पारावार In this world and hereafter, the soul bride belongs to her husband God, who has such a vast family. He is really vast and inaccessible. His wisdom is beyond our understanding. सेवा सातिस पावसी संता की होए छार दीनानाथ दयाल देव पतित उदाहरण हार That service is pleasing to Vaheguru, which makes one humble like the dust of the feet of the saint. He is the master of the poor, being very kind to them, looking after and uplifting of the downtrodden. आद जुगादी रखदार सच नाम करतार कीमत कोई न जानी को नाही तोलण हार. From the very beginning, throughout all the ages, the true name of the Creator has been our saving grace. No one can know His real value or can measure it. मन तन अंतर वास रहे नानक नहीं शुमार दिन रैण जे प्रभ को सेव दे तिन कै सद बलिहार. He resides deep in the inner self within the mind and body. O Nanak, He cannot be measured. I am forever sacrificed to those who serve the God day and night. Sant radhan sad sada sabna ka bakshind jiyo pind jin sajya kar kirpa di teen jind. The holy saints worship and adore Him forever. He is the forgiver of all. He created the soul and this human form, and by His kindness He bestowed soul to us. Gur Shabdi Aradhya Japya Nirmal Mant कीमत कहर न जाए परमेश्वर बेअंत. Through the word of Guru Shabad, worship and adore Him and chant His pure mantra. His value cannot be evaluated by us. The transcendent God is beyond any end. जिस मन वसै नारायणो सो कहिए भगवंत जी की लोचा पूरिय मिले स्वामी कंत. In whose mind Vaheguru resides, they are said to be most fortunate ones. The soul's desires are fulfilled upon meeting the Master, the God, our husband, beloved Vaheguru. Nanak jive jap hari dokh sabe hi hant din rain jis na visre so harya huve jant. O Nanak, I live by meditating and chanting Vaheguru's name, and all my sorrows have been erased. One who does not forget Him ever, day and night, is continually rejuvenated and live in bliss. Sarva Kalau Prabhu Purano मंज निमाणी थाओ हरोट गही मनंदरे जप जप जीवाना कर कृपा प्रभु आपणी जन तुड़ी संग समाओ. Vaheguru has all the powers. I have no honor. He is my resting place. I have grasped the support of Vaheguru within my mind, and now I live by chanting and meditating on His name. Please grant your grace on me that I may merge into the dust of lotus feet of the humble beings. ज्यों तू राखे त्यों रहा तेरा दिता पैना खाओ उत्तम सोई कराए प्रभ मिल साधु गुण गाओ. दूजी जाए न सोचे कित्थे कुकड़ जाओ. O Vaheguru, as you desire to keep me, I will live. I would fear and eat whatever you give me. May I make the effort, O God, to sing your glorious praises in the company of holy saints. I cannot think of any other place where I can go and tell all my griefs. अज्ञान बिनासन तम हरण ऊंचे अगम अमाओ मन विछड़िया हर मेलिए नानक हो सुआओ सर्ब कल्याणा तित दिन हर परसी गुर के पाओ. You are the destroyer of ignorance and all the darkness, O great, unfathomable, and unapproachable God. Please unite this separated one with yourself. This is my yearning, O Nanak. That day shall bring every joy, O Vaheguru, when I take to the feet of the Guru. वार माज की तथा सलोक महला पहला मलक मुरीद तथा चंद्रहड़ा सोहिया की तुनी गावणी. एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख गुर प्रसाद. सलोक महला पहला गुरदाता गुर हिवै कर गुर दीपक तिह लोए अमर पदारथ नानका मन मानिए सुख होए. The Guru is the bestower of all virtues and benevolence, and Guru is calm and peaceful like snow and ever-shining light of 3 ages. O Nanak, the Guru is the giver of true name, a symbol of liberation, in whose love the mind enjoys perfect peace and tranquility. महला पहला पहले प्यार लगा थण दूथ दूजे माए पाप की सुथ तीजे भया पापी बेब चौथे प्यार उपन्नी खेड पंजवें खान पीण की तात छीवें काम न पुछे जात सतवें सांझ किया करवास अठवें क्रोध हुआ तन नास नावें तोले उपेशाह दसवें धद्दा हुआ स्वाह. The human's first love is with milk as a baby, further leading to love of mother and father in the second stage, leading to some realization of love of brother, sister, sister-in-law in the third stage. In the fourth stage develops love for fun and enjoyments, leading to an interest in food and drinks in the fifth stage, and then human gets intoxicated with wanton pleasures, irrespective of caste of partner in the sixth stage. In the next seventh stage, human gets involved in wealth collection, family life, while in the eighth stage finds one's energy spent in anger and rage, while in the ninth stage hair starts to become grey and there's difficulty in breathing even, and finally in the 10th stage this body disintegrates into dust after death. गए से गीत पुकारी ताह उठिया हंस दसाए राह आया गया मुया नाओ पिछे पत्तल सद्यो काओ नानक मनमुख अंध प्यार बाज गुरु डूबा संसार. After that, those who accompany the dead body, they wail and cry, and the soul leaves the body, finding an outlet to eternity. So the human who takes birth and finally dies leaves no trace even to be remembered, by others after him. After death, his relatives serve food to others, Brahmins, and even look for crows to feed them, as if to satisfy the hunger of departed soul. O Nanak, the self-willed people, they remain engulfed in ignorance and lack of true knowledge of Vaheguru. It seems as if without Guru's guidance, the whole world sinks to the lowest level and gain nothing during this life, spending this life in disgust. Mahalla Pehla Das Bal Tan बीस रवण तीसा का सुंदर कहावे 40 पुर होए 85 पग खिसै 60 के बूढ़े पा आवे 70 का मतहीन 80 का व्यवहार न पावे 90 का सहजासनी मूल न जाने अपबल टंडोले में टूंडे में डिठ में नानक जाग तुए का तवल हर. At the age of 12, one is called a child, at 20 a youth, at 30 called handsome, at 40 the life blossoms to full, at 50 the foot starts to slip, and at 60 old age starts coming, at 70 one starts to lose the intellect, and at 80 one cannot perform one's duties anymore. At 90 one rests in bed and cannot understand the weakness that is coming. After seeking and searching for such a long time, O Nanak, I've seen that this world is just a mansion of smoke. पौड़ी तू करता पुरख गम है आप श्रेष्ठ उपाति रंग परंग उपार्जना भो भो भेद पांति तू जाने जिन उपाय सब खेल तुमांति इक आवे इक जाहे उठ बिन नावे मर जाती गुरमुख रंग चुलुलिया रंग हर रंग राती सो सेवो सत निरंजनो हर पुरख विधाती तू आपे आप सुजान है वड पुरख वडाती जो मन चित तुध त्याएंदे मेरे सच्चिया बल बल हाँ तिन जाती. O Creator, you created this entire universe, its colors, qualities, varieties, in so many different ways and forms. You alone understand it. It's all your play. Some come and some arise and depart. Without Naam, all are bound to die. Gurmukhs are imbued in deep crimson color of Vaheguru's love. So serve the true and pure God, the supreme and powerful one. You yourself are all-knowing, O Vaheguru. You are the greatest. O my true God, I am sacrificed to those who meditate on you. Slok Mahalla Pehla Jiyo Pai Tan Sajya Rakhya Banat Banaye Akhi Dekhe Jihwa Bole Kanni Surat Samaye Peri Chale Hathi Karna Ditta Pene Khaye Jin Rach Rachya Tiseh Na Jane Andha Andh Kamaye. That Vaheguru has placed the soul in this body which he himself has fashioned. He protects this creation that he has created. these human forms that He has created. With their eyes they see, and with their tongues they speak, with their ears they bring the mind to awareness, with their feet they walk, with their hands they do work, they wear and eat whatever is given to them. They do not know the one who created the creation. They act like fools who are doing dark deeds. जां भजै तां ठीकर होवै, काढ़त कड़ी ना जाए। नानक गुर बिन नाहे पत, पत बिन पार ना पाए. When the picture of this body form finally breaks and shatters into pieces, it cannot be recreated again. O Nanak, without the Guru, there is no honor at all, and without honor, no one can carry us across. Mahalla Duja Dinde Thavaho Ditta Changa Manmukh Aisa Janiye Surat Mat Chaturai Taki Kya Kar Aakh Vakhaniye Antar Behke Karm Kamave So Choh Kundi Janiye Jo Tarm Kamave Tis Tarm Nao Hove Paap Kamave Papi Janiye. The self-will manmukhs, faithless people, they prefer the gifts instead of the giver who is giving those gifts. Such is their way of living. What can anyone say about their intelligence, their understanding, or their cleverness? The deeds which one commits while sitting in one's own home, their inner self, are known far and wide in all the four directions. One who lives righteously is known as righteous. One who commits sin is known as sinner. तू आपे खेल करें सब करते, क्या दूजा आँख वखाणिए. जिचर तेरी जोत तिचर ज्योति विच तू बोलहे, विण ज्योति कोई किछ करहो दिखा सियाणिए. O Vaheguru, you yourself is enacting all of your entire play in your creation. You are the creator. Why should we speak of any other than you? As long as your light is illuminating within our body, you speak through that light. Without your light, who can do anything? No one can show any cleverness or wisdom beyond you. O Nanak, the Vaheguru alone is perfect and he is all-knowing. Only Gurmukhs have seen him and realized him. He is revealed to the Gurmukhs. Pauri तुद आपे जगत उपाय कै, तुद आपे तंदे लाया. मोह ठगोली पाए कै, तुद आपो जगत खुआया. O Vaheguru, you yourself has created this whole universe, and you yourself has put everyone to their actions and their work. You yourself has administered the drug of emotional attachment, Maya, into everyone, and then you yourself has led this whole world wandering around. तिसना अंदर अग्न है, नहीं तिपतै भुखा तिहाया. सहसा एहु संसार संसार है, मर जन्मे आया जाया. Everyone has this deep within fire of desire. They are all unsatisfied with anything. People remain hungry and thirsty for more and more. This world has become an illusion. It dies and it is reborn. It comes and it goes in reincarnation again and again. बिन सतगुर मोह न टूटै, सब थके कर्म कमाया. गुरमति नाम ध्यायै, सुख रजा जा तुध पाया. Without the Satguru, true Guru, the emotional attachment for worldly desires and falsehood is not broken. All become tired of performing empty rituals eventually. But those who follow Guru's teaching, they meditate on the the name of Vaheguru. They remain filled with a joyful peace as they surrender to Vaheguru's will. Kul udhare apna, tan janendi maya, shobha surt suhavani, jin har seti chit laya. They save their families and their ancestors. Blessed are the mothers who give birth to them. Beautiful and sublime is the glory and the understanding of those who meditate on Vaheguru and focus their consciousness on Him. श्लोक महला दूजा, अखी बाजों वेखना, विण कन्ना सुनना, पैरा बाजों चलना, विण हथा करना, जीभै बाजों बोलना, यूं जीवत मरना. नानक हुक्म पछाण के, तो खस में मिलना. The righteous life, real life, consists in having the eyes of spiritual knowledge and the ears which could hear Vaheguru's praises, so we could perceive the whole universe as Vaheguru's praises are being sung. The feet should tread on Vaheguru's path and the hand should engage in good deeds only. All the senses that are running after worldly pleasures, but instead they should concentrate on Vaheguru. The tongue should speak the sweet language of inner soul, with all the senses diverted from outward to inner depths. Following this would lead to dying while living in this life. O Nanak, recognize the hukum of Vaheguru's command and merge with your God and Master. Mahalla duja, disse suniye janiye, sao na paya jaye, ruhla tunda andhula, kyun gal lage taye. Vaheguru is seen, heard and known, but his subtle essence is not obtained. How can the lame, armless, the blind person run to embrace the God? The God could be perceived, heard to exist through the holy saints, and we know fully well that Vaheguru exists, but still we have never tasted his vision personally. The human being is practically lame with no helping hands and is blind, so how could he rush to forward and embrace the Vaheguru? पैके चरण कर पाव के लोएण सुरत करे, नानक कहे सियाणिए इव कंत मिलावा होए. If we possess the feet of Vaheguru's fear, hands of devotional love, and the eyes of Vaheguru's knowledge, then only, O Nanak, this being could meet Vaheguru, the husband God. O clever sister, just think about it and meditate on Vaheguru. The God could be seen, could be heard, and could be understood. In spite of all this, we have never tasted His presence. The reason is that human is spiritually blind, so it cannot come into God's embrace. पौड़े सदा सदा तू एक है, तुध तुझा खेल रचाया. हों में गर्भ उपाय के, लोभ अंतर जनता पाया. O Vaheguru, forever and ever, you are the one and only. You set the play of duality in motion. All this play and drama is yours. You created egotism and arrogance in people, and you place greed also within our beings. जो पावे त्यो रख तू, सब करे तेरा कराया. इक ना बख्शे मेल लहे, गुरमति तुधे लाया. You keep me as it pleases your will, O Vaheguru. Everyone is acting as you are causing them to act. Some are forgiven by you, and hence they merge with you. Through the Guru's teachings, we are joined to you. इक खड़े करहे तेरी चाकरी, विण नावे होर ना पाया. होर कार वे कार है, इक सच्ची कार लाया. Some are always standing at your service. Without the name, nothing else pleases them. They are not attracted to anything else without your true name. Any other task is totally worthless to them. You have enjoined them to your true service. पुत कलत कुटुंब है, एक अलपत रहे जो तुध पाया. ओह अंदरों बाहरों निर्मले, सच्चे नाई समाया. In the midst of children's spouse and relations, some still remain detached, and they are pleasing to your will. Inwardly and outwardly, they are pure, and they are absorbed in true name. The family consisting of son and wife is all like a trap to people by Maya as a worldly attachments. But those who are favored by Vaheguru, they live among the family with the spiritual knowledge, and they are detached from this kind of life. They are pure both inside and outside, and they are immersed in Vaheguru's true name because of their dedication. Slok Mahalla Pehla, सुने कै पर्वत गुफा करी, कै पानी पयाल. कै विच धरती कै आकासी, उर्ध रहा सिर पार. A human may make a golden cave with a mountain of gold, or may stay in the water of the nether regions. Human may remain standing on one's head upside down on the earth or up in the sky and go through these kind of penance. पूर कर काया कपड़ पहरा तोवा सदा कार बग्गा रत्ता पियला काला बेदा करी पुकार. Human may totally cover all the body with clothes and wash them continually over and over again. One may shout out loud the white, red, yellow, and black Vedas, all sort of holy books. होए कुचील रहा मल तारी दुर्मत मत विकार ना हो ना मैं ना हो होवा नानक शब्द विचार. Human may even live in dirt full of filth, and yet all this is just a product of evil-mindedness and intellectual corruption with no relation to spiritual wisdom at all. O Nanak, one should dwell only on the word of Shabad and consider oneself with humility and ponder only on Guru's words, and one should realize, I was nothing, I am nothing, and in future even I shall not be worth anything. Mahalla pehla वस्त्र पखाल पखाले काया आपे संजम होवे अंतर मैल लगी नहीं जाने बाहरों मल मल तोवे अंधा फूल पया जम जाले वस्त पराई अपनी कर जाने हूँ मैं विच दुख काले. Even if someone wash one's clothes, keep scrubbing their bodies and try to practice all sorts of self-discipline, but they are not aware of the filth that is staining their inner being, while they try to wash off the outer dirt, the blind go astray, wandering around, caused by the news of death. They see other people's property and try to own them, and in egotism they suffer in pain. Nanak Gurmukh haume tutte ta har har naam tyave नाम जपे नामो आराधे नामे सुख समावे. O Nanak, the egotism of Gurmukhs is completely broken. There is none left there at all, and hence they meditate on the name of God, Har Har. They remain chanting the Naam and meditating on the Naam, and through the Naam they are immersed in peace and equipoise. Pavadi Kaya Hans Sanjog Mel Milaya Tinhi Kiya Vijog Jin Upaya. Destiny brings together and unites this body and the soul swan. He, the God who created them, also separates them. Murakh poge pog dukh sabaya sukho utte rog pap kumaya. The foolish people engross themselves in enjoying all the pleasures. they must also endure the accompanying pains too. From pleasures arise the diseases and all the desires to commit sins. हर खोह सोग विचोग उपाय खपाया मूर्ख गणत गणाए झगड़ा पाया. From such sinful pleasures come the pain, sorrow, separation, birth and death. The fools try to account for their misdeeds and they argue uselessly. Satguru hath nibeड़ झगड़ चुकाया करता करे सोहोग ना चले चलाया. The final judgment is in the hand of the true Guru, Satguru, who puts an end to all such arguments. Whatever the Creator does, that happens. It cannot be changed by efforts from anyone. Slok Mahalla Pehla कूड़ बोल मुर्दार खाए अवरी नो समझावण जाए मुठा आप मुहाए साथ है नानक ऐसा आग जापे. Person who leads a dishonest life by sticking to untruthfulness and falsehood but is always ready to give sermons to others, leads a life of hypocrisy and is supposed to have squandered his lifespan along with others in company. O Nanak, such a person is a useless leader who is worth nothing. महला चौथा जिसदे अंदर सच है सो सच्चा नाम मुख सच अलाए. ओ हर मार्ग आप चलदा होर नानो हर मार्ग पाए. जे अगे तीरथ होए तां मल लहै छप्पड़ नाते सगली मल लाए. तीरथ पूरा सतगुरु जो अन दिन हर हर नाम ध्याए. Those within whom the truth resides, they obtain the true name and they speak only the truth. They are always following the path of Vaheguru and inspire others also to follow God's path as well. If one bathes in the pool of holy and pure water, they are washed and cleansed of all the filth. But by bathing in a stagnant pond, one is contaminated even with more filth. The true Guru, Satguru, is the perfect pool of holy water. Night and day he remembers and meditates on the name of God, Har Har. O आप छुटे कुटुंब स्यों दे हर हर नाम सब श्रेष्ठ छड़ाए. जन नानक तिस बलिहारणे जो आप जपै अवरा नाम जपाए. He is saved along with family and ancestors, bestowing the name of God Har Har. He saves the whole universe. O Nanak, I am sacrificed to one who himself chants the Naam and inspires others to chant as well. Pauri ik kand mool chun khahe वन खंड वासा एक पगमा वेस कर फिरे. जोगी सन्यासा अंदर तृष्णा बहुत छादन भोजन की आशा. बिरथा जन्म गवाए ना गिरही ना दासा. Some live their life in jungle and pick and eat fruits and roots. Some wander around wearing saffron robes as yogis and sannyasis. But there is so much desire within them. They still yearn for clothes and food. They waste their lives uselessly. They are neither householders nor renunciates. जम काल सिरों न उतरै त्रिभेद मनसा गुरमति काल न आवै नेड़ै जा हुवै दासन दासा सच्चा शब्द सच मन कर ही माहे उदासा नानक सतगुर सेवण आपना से आसा ते निरासा. Messenger of death hangs over their heads and they cannot escape the three-faced Maya. On the other hand, death does not even approach those who follow Guru's teachings and become servants of God's slaves. The true word of Shabad abides in their minds. Within the home of their inner beings, they remain detached. O Nanak, those who serve their true Guru, they rise above all desires. Slok Mahalla Pehla Je Rat Lagay Kapday Jama Hoye Phalit Jo Rat Pime Manasa Tin Kyo Nirmal Cheet Nanak Nau Khudaye Ka Dil Hachhay Mukhle Ho Avar Divaje Duni Ke Chuthe Amal Kare Ho. If one gets stained with blood, their garments become polluted. But those who suck the blood of human beings, how can their consciousness be pure? O Nanak, chant the name of God with heartfelt devotion. Everything else is just the worldly show and practice of false deeds. महला पहला जाहो नाही त्या क्या आखा कि हो नाही क्या होवा कीता करना कहया कथना परया पर तोवा आप न बुझा लोक बुझाई ऐसा आगु होवा. I am worth nothing, and in future also I will be worth nothing. Then what can I say, O Vaheguru? I am only bound by your will and perform the functions ordained by you. I speak what you make me speak. In fact, I am full of sins and always try to wash them away. I've become a leader of others, though I know nothing about Vaheguru's secrets, yet I continue to try and explain all this to others. Nanak andha hoye keh dasse rahe, sabas muhaye saath hai, agyay gaya muhe muh pahe, so aisa ag jape. O Nanak, the one who is blind shows others the way and hence mislead all of them. Such people, they get thrashed in the kingdom of heaven, getting bad name in Vaheguru's court, though they used to pose as a leader. Pauri Maharuti Sabtu Kadi Murat Vichara तू गणतै किने न पायो सच्चे अलख अपारा पढ़या मूरख आखियै जिस लाभ लोभ अहंकारा नाउ पढ़ियै नाउ भूचियै गुरमति विचारा. O Vaheguru, I dwell upon you through all the months, the season, the minutes and the hours. No one has attained you by any clever intellectual calculations, O true, unseen, and infinite God. That scholar who is full of greed, arrogant pride, and egotism is known to be a fool. So read the Naam and realize the Naam and contemplate the Guru's teachings. Nirmal naam manya dar sachai sachiara, jisda jiyo pran hai अंतर ज्योत अपारा, सच्चा शाह एक तू होर जगत वणजारा. Through the Guru's teachings, I have earned the wealth of the Naam, and now I possess the storehouse overflowing with devotion to Vaheguru. Believing in the immaculate and pure Naam, I am hailed as true in the true court of Vaheguru, the divine light of the infinite God who owns the soul and breath of life is deep within the inner being. You alone are the true banker and merchant of Vaheguru. The rest of the world is your lowly trader. सलोक महला पहला, मेहर मसीत सिदक मुसला, हक हलाल कुरान, सरम सुन्नत सील रोजा, हो मुसलमान, करनी काबा सच पीर, कलमा करम निवाज, तस्बी सातिस पावसी, नानक रखै लाज. Let the mercy be your mosque, faith your prayer mat, and honest living your Quran. Make modesty as your circumcision, and good conduct your fast. In this way only you shall be a true Muslim. Let good conduct be your Kaaba, truth be your spiritual guide, and the karma of good deeds your prayer and chants. Let your rosary be that which is pleasing to His will. O Nanak, God shall preserve your honor and will protect you under His care. Mahalla Pehla, Hak Paraya Nanaka, Us Suwar Us Gaye, Gur Pir Hama Ta Pare, Ja Murdar Na Khaye, गली पिस्त न जाइए, छूटे सच कमाए, मारण पाहे हराम में, होए हलाल ना जाए, नानक गली कुड़िए, कूड़ो पल्ले पाए. To keep an eye on others' properties and to take what rightfully belongs to another is like a sin committed by Muslim by eating pork, and sin committed by Hindu by eating beef. Our Guru, our spiritual guide, stands by us if we do not commit such sins by eating such dead bodies. The Guru or peer could ensure for the safety and betterment of an individual if one does not earn one's livelihood through unfair and dishonest means. Just by talking and telling sermons without realizing, people do not earn passage to heaven. Liberation is obtained only when one practices truth. By adding spices to forbidden foods, they are not made acceptable. O Nanak, from false talk only falsehood can be obtained. With false and impure means, one cannot earn a good name but can only earn the falsehood. Mahalla pehla panj nivaja wakhat panja panje na pehla sach halal duए तीजा खैर खुदाए चौथी नियत रास मन पंजमी शिफ्त सनाए करणी कलमा आख कै ता मुसलमान सदाए नानक जेते कूड़ियार कूड़े कूड़ी पाए. There are 5 prayers for the Muslims at 5 different times and with different names, but the real 5 names for these should be truth, honest living, almsgiving with a clean heart and singing praises of Vaheguru. The first morning prayer should consist of speaking truth, honest living being the second one. Third one is meditation of true name and almsgiving. Fourth one should be honesty of purpose, and fifth prayer is praising Vaheguru. Along with these good actions should form the introductory Muslim prayer. With all these traits, one could be called a true Muslim. O Nanak, people who are untruthful and practice falsehood are having a false sense of prestige. Pauri ik ratan padarth vanj de ik kacche deva para satgur tutthe payan andar ratan pandara. Some fortunate ones, they become merchants for trading in priceless jewels, while others, they keep dealing in just glass. When the true Guru is pleased, we find the treasure of the jewel deep within our inner self. Vin gur kine na lathya अंधे पौंक मुए कुड़ियारा मन मुख दूजे पाछ मुए ना बूझे विचारा. Without the knowledge from the true Guru, no one has found this treasure. The blind and false, they die in their endless wanderings. The self-will manmukhs, they are trapped in dual-mindedness and they do not understand the contemplative meditation. इक्कस बाछों दूजा को नहीं किस अज्ञा करें पुकारा एक निर्धन सदा पौंक दे एक ना परे तुजारा. There is no one at all other than the one and only divine God. Unto whom should we complain? Some poverty-stricken wander around endlessly talking ill of others, while some others they obtain the treasure of all good qualities. Except true name, there is no other wealth, as all other possessions of vices will be transient and liable to destruction. Bin naave hor tan nahi hor bikhyal sab chara nanak aap karaye kare aap hukm sawaran hara. Without Vaheguru's name, there is no other true wealth. Everything else is like poison and ashes. O Nanak, Vaheguru himself is the one who acts and causes others to act. By the hukum of his command, we are embellished and exalted. श्लोक महला पहला। मुसलमान कहावण मुस्कल, जा होए ता मुसलमान कहावे। अवल औल दीन कर मिठा, मस्कल माना माल मुसावे। It is very difficult to be a true Muslim, and a true Musliman should be such that he accepts the path of holy saints and washes away his egoism with the help of pondering over true name of Vaheguru and giving away his wealth in charity. A true Musliman should savor the religion of the Prophet as sweet, then let his pride of possessions be scraped away. होए मुस्लिम दीन मुहाने, मरण जीवन का परम चुकावे। रब की रजाए मन्ने, सिरों पर करता मन्ने, आप गवावे। तो नानक सरब जिया मेहरमंत होए, ता मुसलमान कहावे. Becoming a true Muslim, a disciple of the faith of Muhammad, let one put aside the delusion of death and life. As one submits to God's will and surrenders to the Creator, one is rid of selfishness and conceit. And when, O Nanak, such a Musliman shows equal benevolence and mercy to all human beings, he can be called a true Muslim. Mahalla Chautha. पर हर काम क्रोध झूठ निंदा, तज माया अहंकार चुकावे। ताज काम कामनी मोह तजय, ता अंजन माहे निरंजन पावे. Renounce the wanton desires, anger, falsehood, and slandering of others. Give away Maya and eliminate the egoistical pride. Renounce the lust and give up emotional attachment. Only then shall you obtain the immaculate God amidst the darkness of this universe. तज मान अभिमान प्रीत सुत दारा, तज प्यास आस राम लिव लावे। नानक साचा मन वसै, साच शब्द हर नाम समावे. Renounce the selfishness, conceit, and arrogant pride, and your worldly attachment to your children and spouse. Abandon your thirsty hopes and desires and embrace love for Vaheguru. O Nanak, the true one and only resides within your mind. Throughout the true word of the Shabad, you shall be absorbed in the name of God. If we could inculcate the true message and teachings of the Guru in our hearts, we could unite with the true God with the help of Guru's word. Pauri Raje Rayat Sikhdar Koi na Rahsiyo, Hat Patan Bajar Hukmi Tahsiyo. Neither the kings, nor their subjects, nor the leaders ever remain. The shops, the cities, and the streets eventually disintegrate by the hukum of Vaheguru's command. This world is all transitory, and all people, including the king, public leaders, they are all temporary. पक्के बंद द्वार मूरख जाने आपने, दरब परे पंडार रीते एक खणे. All those strong and beautiful mansions, the foolish human think that they belong to them. The treasure houses full of wealth and worldly comforts shall be emptied out in an instant. ताजी रथ तुखार हाथी पाखरे बाग मिलख कारबार किथे से आपने. The horses, the chariots, camels, elephants, with all their decorations, the gardens, the lands, houses, tents, soft beds, and satin pavilions. Oh, where are those things which they believe to be their own? Tambo palang nivar sarai che lalati nanak sach datar sinakhat kudrati. All of these comforts are all perishable. O Nanak, the True One is the giver of all. He is revealed through His all-powerful, creative nature. All these costly wares and comforts are bestowed on man by true God only, who could be realized and appreciated through the expanse of nature all around. श्लोक महला पहला. नदियाँ हो वह तेड़वा सुम हो वह दूध क्यों. सगली तरती शक्कर हो वह खुशी करे नित जियो. If the rivers become cows giving milk, and the spring became milk and ghee, the whole earth becomes full of sweet sugar and invaluable wealth of pleasures, continually exciting the mind, with the mind becoming full of joy. पर्वत सोना रूपा होवे हीरे लाल जड़ाओ भी तू है सालाहड़ा आखण लहे ना जाओ. If all the mountains become gold and silver, studded with emeralds and gems and jewels, even then, O Vaheguru, I would just worship and adore you only, and my longing for chanting your name and praising your greatness will not lessen but gather more momentum instead. महल्ला पहला पार 18 मेवा होवे गरुड़ा होए सुआओ. चांद सूरज दुए फिर दे रखिए हैं निहचल होवे थाओ. भी तू है सालाहड़ा आखण लहे ना जाओ. If all the 18 lords of the whole vegetation is converted into fruits, and all the growing grass becomes sweet rice instead, if I were able to stop the sun and the moon in their orbits and hold them perfectly steady, even then, O Vaheguru, I would worship and adore only you, and my longing to chant your praises would not become less. Mahalla pehla जे दे है दुख लाइए पाप गर है दुए राहो. रत पीणे राजे सिरै ऊपर रखिए हैं, एवें जापे पाओ भी तू है सालाहना, आखण लहै ना चाओ. If my body becomes afflicted with illness under the evil influence of unlucky stars Rahu and Ketu, and if the blood-sucking kings were to hold their power over me, even if this was my condition, I would still worship and adore you, O Vaheguru, and my desire to chant your name and sing your praises would not decrease. Mahalla pehla aggi pala kapad hove, khana hove vao, surgay diyan mohniyan isteriyan hovan, नानक सब हो जाओ भी तू है सालाहना, आखण लहै ना चाओ. If I become so powerful that the heat of summer months or snow of winter has no effect on me, my food is consisting only of air and wind. O Nanak, if the beautiful heavenly beauties are surrounding me, trying to distract me, I would still continue praising your greatness, as all else is transitory and perishable. The only urge will be to meditate on your true name, and that desire will never diminish. Pavadi बद फैली गए बाना खसम ना जाने, सो कहिए देवाना आप ना पछाने. Those who perform vicious actions like a devil, they do not understand the greatness of Vaheguru. Such people who do not have any self-realization and who do not know their true worth, we can call them a mad person. कलह बुरी संसार वादे खपिए, विन नावे वेकार पर में पच्चिए. The worst thing in this world is a quarrel or wrangling for nothing that spoils one's life fully. In fact, without practicing the true name, one wastes one's life in useless actions and wastes themselves in vices. राह दोवें इक जाने सोई सिझसी, कुफर गो कुफराने पया तजसी. Those who have realized and recognized that all spiritual paths and religions, they lead to the one, they are emancipated. Those who are not on spiritual path and tell lies, they fall into hell and burn. सब दुनिया सब हान सच समाइए, सिझै दर दीवान आप गवाइए. In this whole world, the most blessed and pure are those who remain absorbed and immersed in the truth. Those who get rid of selfishness and conceit, they are redeemed in the court of Vaheguru and hence find salvation. Mahalla pehla salok, so jivya जिस मन वसिया सोए, नानक अवर न जीवै खोए. Those alone are truly alive, whose minds are filled with Vaheguru. They are the ones who inculcate the love of Vaheguru in their heart, living the life to the fullest. O Nanak, except the person who remembers Vaheguru, no one else leads a real worthwhile life. जे जीवै पत लथी जाए, सब हराम जे ताल किछ खाए. If a person lives without the support of true name, they actually leave this world dishonored, and whatever they eat, even that is not worth it, and rather wasteful. Those who are living just for the living's sake, they depart in dishonor, and everything they eat is impure. Raj rang mal rang rang ratta nachay nang, nanak thagya mutha jaye, vin nave pat gaya gavaye. Such people who just enjoy worldly pleasures and wealth and spend their life engrossed in worldly comforts and materialistic values, they are worthless creatures, intoxicated with power and thrilled with wealth. They delight in their pleasures and they dance about shamelessly. O Nanak, they are deluded and defrauded. Without Vaheguru's name, they lose their honor. Such people finally leave this world lost in wanton pleasures, and without true name, they lose all respect and honor. Mahla pehla kya khadhai, kya paidhai hoye, जा मन नाही सच्चा सोए. क्या मेवा क्या क्यों गुड़ मिठा, क्या मैदा क्या मास. What good is food and what good are the clothes if the true God does not abide within one's mind? What good are the fruits? What good is the ghee, butter, the sweet jaggery? What good is flour, and what good is meat? If our mind is not immersed in true name of God, that none of these things are of any avail. Eating and enjoying of all of this is useless. क्या कपड़ क्या सेज सुखाली, की जहे भोग बिलास. क्या लस कर क्या नेब खुवासी, आवे महली वास. नानक सच्चे नाम विण सभे टोल विनाश. What good are the clothes and what good is the soft bed to enjoy pleasures and sensual delights? What good is an army and what good are soldiers, servants and mansions and forts to live in? O Nanak, without the true name, all of this just disappears. All else except true name is perishable, and there is no value of worldly honor. Pavadi jati de kya hath, sach parakhiye, mohra hove hath, mariye chakhiye. सच्चे की सरकार जुग जुग जानिए, हुक्म मने सिरदार दर दीवानिए. What good is the social class or social status? Truthfulness is measured within based on your inner self. Taking pride in one's status and caste is like a poison. Holding it in your hand, you're eating this poison, and eventually you shall die. The true supreme rule is known throughout the ages. One who respects this hukum and this supreme command of Vaheguru is honored and respected in the mention of Vaheguru's presence. फुरमानी है कार खसम पठाया तबल बाज विचार शब्द सुनाया इक होए असवार इक ना साखती इक नी बद्धे पार इक ना ताखती. It is by the order of God and Master that we are brought into this universe. When Vaheguru created this world, there was a command given to follow Vaheguru's will, and Guru has proclaimed this eternal truth to everyone, the Guru's word, through the beat of drum. Some listened to the Guru's dictate and carried it out with devotion, while some others went further to even unite with the God, listening to Guru's order. Some mounted the horse, some prepared themselves for riding by pulling up the seat or by carrying the material, and some even started moving the horse at speed.